It's the regular season finale for the Dallas Stars as they prepare for the Stanley Cup playoffs one final time in Nashville. We'll preview the Predators, we'll play Shooting Star, and I'm also here to say the Stars are going to be just fine. Let's gear up for all of it next.
You're Locked On Stars, your daily podcast on the Dallas Stars, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Howdy, Stars fans. I'm Joey Erickson, former producer 105 through the Fan. Please be sure to subscribe. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for making us a part of your day and making us your first listen. The regular season finale tonight in Music City, the Stars versus Preds. And we are expecting to see a fully healthy lineup for the Dallas Stars. Whatever fully healthy means, of course. Maybe Tyler Seguin's in, maybe Tyler Seguin's out. Who knows? But it is the finale. Stars gearing up for round one against the Avalanche. And I'm here to say the Stars are going to be just fine. We'll play Shooting Star as well to wrap up today's episode that is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $250 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. I had a change in attitude today. After going to the gym, I slept on it last night. Another loss for the Stars against the Red Wings, but I had to think about the bigger picture. It's about the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that's what the Stars are gearing up for. They're going to be just fine. Yes, would I like them to be playing better heading into the postseason? Yes, but we've seen it before in other sports. This doesn't always correlate to playoff success. Just think about the Texas Rangers a few years ago. An awful final month of the season. They lose the division on the final couple of days of the regular season. Then boom, they have to go all the way to Tampa Bay. And then lo and behold, they make an incredible run and they win the World Series. Of course, I think many of us would argue Stanley Cup playoffs a little bit more grueling, but still a challenge. And I think this is a Stars team that's going to live up to that challenge. I think they're going to hear the noise about this side, and I want them to prove me wrong. I know I've been Debbie Downer, I've been negative, but I'm ready for them to prove me wrong here on Saturday in game one of round one of the Stanley Cup playoffs against the Avs. We have to remember the Stars have been thinking about the bigger picture all season long, and they're going to flip the switch. It still may not make a difference. They may lose, but this Stars team, I think, needs support, and we're here to provide it. I'm here to provide it. After a night of rest, I'm ready to go once again. I have optimism. Miro, they're expecting him to be back. Maybe game two, maybe even game three on the road, which could be very critical depending on how the first two games go. The Stars do have some edges against Colorado. Let's not get it twisted. And if they can play up to their potential with a fully healthy lineup, which we're expecting maybe tonight with Thomas Harley back in, with Lindell, still no reports on Tyler Seguin. I'm kind of the belief, why even play Seguin? Just the potential of him getting hurt or re-aggravating something before the playoff run. Is it really worth the risk? I don't know. He plays this sort of style of game right now at this point of his career. I think he can be very productive, and I think he could be impactful for the Stars, even if you have to just throw him into the fire. He's going to be a savvy veteran. He knows his role. He knows how to play with Duchesne, Granlund, Duchesne, Marchment, whatever the trios are going to look like. A few weeks ago, I would have told you I would like to see him get back in to the regular season at some point. But at this point, one final game, I don't know if it's worth the risk. And I've also came to the realization, because I said this last month in March, it doesn't matter how they're playing now. It's better than April, right? And we're getting to that time of April. It's better that they're playing really poorly now, and they've rested some guys, which is huge. With Lindell and Harley, have been playing a lot of minutes. I think that will be really beneficial to those two. And if you get Miro back in the middle of the series, all bets are off. Stars are still a team that can play with Colorado, even not at their best, or I should really say at their peak or health wise. I think if you get all your weapons in order, even without Miro, Stars can make some things happen. And I think they're going to sort of feed off the fact that people are starting to doubt them now. And there is some doubts in their game. And look, we said this in March too, when even they were winning some of these games. That stretch was so unsustainable. It's going to be hard for them to replicate that. And in April, that's sort of come true, right? They've regressed because of that play. And do I still have concerns about how they're going about their business? Yes. But at the same time, I'm sort of buying into the fact that DeBoer, the coaching staff, is of the belief that it's about round one. We've done this before the past couple seasons. You've seen it before where Stars have gone out, they've pushed to the very end, and they've been rewarded for that, for getting home ice, winning, the Central Division, but they still have to go through a gauntlet. And this is going to be no different. If they get past round two, they may have to play Winnipeg, right? They may have to play the Jets. So this run could be even more brutal than the last two seasons, believe it or not. So it's about gearing up for this time of year. And I'm ready to believe that and jump right in. Maybe that's naive of me, but they still have excellent forward depth. We know that. They still have some killers. I truly believe that with Rantanen, Rope, and Robo. They have some killers. Duchesne's playing amazing. He looks good. I think with his longevity this season, and he mentioned last year, he wasn't feeling good for really the last, half of the season. Basically from February on, he had that injury where I think he blocked a shot. He spoke about that. And he just never felt the same. He's going to be playing some of his best hockey, I think, in the Stanley Cup playoffs this season. If you recall, Stars didn't get a lot from him last year. I think, just a couple of goals. He wasn't lining up the stat sheet. He's over a point per game. Dallas is going to be fine. They added some weapons. Look, the blue line still has some questions. I get that. But Petrovic, I think if he has to fill in, he'll be just fine if they're not comfortable with Liam Bichsel. And Bischel's having some rookie moments, which is to be expected. They may not want to throw him in against a really good Avalanche team that has some forward depth themselves. They may want to put Petrovic in there just to provide some stability and someone that has played in the playoffs like last season and is physical and not a bad puck mover as well. I think it's pretty underrated. He looked pretty good last postseason. CC, Lyubushkin, Dumba, that's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I've said this before. I think Dumba's all right. I really do. Lyubushkin, if Miro comes back at some point in the series, I think with Miro coming back, Lyubushkin's going to be just fine. I think it will really solidify the top four. And in Dallas, believe it or not, will have, I think, a decent attack. I've said this too. Miro's a difference maker for me because he's someone that can match or outplay Cale Makar. He did it last season against the Avs. He outplayed Cale Makar. He's really the difference maker. Makar and McKinnon are tough to stop, but if you can have Miro playing heads up against them constantly, that's a better recipe for success than trotting out Lyubushkin and Lyubushkin, Lindell, whoever the pairing may be, Harley, Lyubushkin even. Miro can be that difference maker for Dallas, playing heads up against somebody like Makar and McKinnon, because I think he can outplay Makar at his best. Makar, of course, is freaking awesome. There's no mistake about that. But if Miro can outplay him, or at least play up to that level, Dallas is going to be right in this thing. I'd still give the edge defensively to Colorado. And we're going to get into some of this a bit later on this week. Going to be having a crossover episode with Locked On Avs, which will be a ton of fun. So we'll talk about the series and kind of deep dive into some things. I'm sure he has questions for me. I want to bounce some questions his way too with a really weird year in Colorado with having to sort of go out and bring different players in at different parts of the season. And now Dallas is not playing their best hockey, but we know what they're capable of. I think it's hard to get out of the mindset of this losing streak. And look, you could hear me last night, just defeated. Dallas is a 50-win team. Their record is what it is because they're a heck of a hockey club. And I think we got to just start reframing the mindset that this is what they're building for. And if they don't live up to it here and the final month really does start to carry into this first round series and they get knocked out and it looks disgusting, it doesn't look how it should be, then we're going to have that conversation again. And we can be critical, but this is what they're building for. This is the test. I've been saying that. I have to remind myself this was the test all along, and we can start to grade them on their performances this coming Saturday. That's when the test is here. This is the big boy dance. Pull up your bootstraps. We'll see what happens. And, maybe they lose in 7, but they play a good, hard-fought series. You're going to lose to good teams every once in a while. Not all first-round exits are the same, right? Or maybe they get hammered in 5 games, right, or 6, and it doesn't look good at all. Maybe they had to hold on and just get lucky with a couple of games. Maybe Otter stole one. Then maybe that's a different story. But I'm ready. I'm ready. I've bought in. This is what they've been building for, and it's time to change the mindset, Stars fans. Time to change the mindset. This is what they're building for. This is what the captain, Jamie Benn, his final year under contract currently, this is what they're trying to get back to. This is the dance. Now it's time to fire on all cylinders. You're getting some bodies back. Miro and Seguin, I think I've maybe underestimated. I'm underselling what they can bring last couple days because of some of the losses. They're going to be excellent additions. This is like a whole new trade deadline on April the 17th for the Dallas Stars, and they're ready to roll. So there we go. Let's preview, though, the final game of the regular season, game 82. Stars trying to end this brutal win streak. Can it happen in Nashville? We'll preview the Preds in just a moment. Today's episode of Locked On Stars is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment? It's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, spending in one place. So stop managing your money. You can start building wealth. That's what Monarch Money can do for you. It's all in one convenience. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. You want to take a trip in the summer, a few months out, you can start budgeting for that, saving every once in a while. Monarch Money will help you do that. Also, if you got a partner, it's really smooth to track your accounts with them as well. You can have shared personal accounts. You can set goals, stay on the same page without stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONNHL for half off your first year. Game number 82 in Nashville, and maybe this is the perfect way to end the season for the Dallas Stars. They started the year in Nashville. They won 4-3 against Scott Wedgwood, who's now a Colorado Avalanche, and very well could get into a game in the series. I think they may be going with Blackwood, but you never know. So here we go. Round 4. Stars have won 2 of the 3 this season. Nashville, or Stars got the best of Nashville last time out on April the 3rd, and that was one of their better games of this last month. They had an awful first period. They got outshot 17-5, but then they caught fire. Granlund had a great game. The third period, the Stars scored 4 goals and really took it to the Preds. So maybe they can sort of rekindle some of that magic against the Preds here tonight. A lot of questions about what a fully healthy lineup's going to be. This comes from Mike Heiskanen today. Good practice in Nashville. 2 groups, almost like training camp. Mason Marchment is here still, I think, dealing with some illness, but Harley, Lindell, they look like they're going to be back in. And it seems like Tyler Seguin's going to be a game time decision. I don't have a strong opinion on either way if he plays or not. I think maybe you just rest him. If I was Pete DeBoer, just hold him out. It doesn't hurt for him to get 3 more days of rest. You have to factor in Colorado's already been off since Sunday night. So they're getting 6 full days of rest. If you can rest him a little more, I think it's good for Seguin and Lindell to get back in because they want the opportunity to win this game, just to give them something to get back on the right track. It's contagious. Winning is just as contagious as losing is. And losing's sort of been contagious over the last week or so. So he was asked in Nashville. Here's a quote from Pete DeBoer. He's really close. I'm going to talk with Jim Nell here after this, see how he feels. I'd like to get him in a game, but we haven't had that conversation yet. So there we go. That's sort of the report right now as of Tuesday evening. I'm sure we'll get more on Wednesday. I'm curious. I think I would go with just Smith, but maybe they want to get Otter in. I would give Otter the night off. I know he didn't have his best game on Monday, but just let him rest some more. The more you get him some fresh legs, just his fresh mindset, just to prepare for what he's going to be asked to do. And I think, for the first couple of games without Miro, they may need him to be their rock. He's going to have to be unbelievable if some of the trends that we've seen are going to continue in terms of the chances and shots against. So if Otter, it's another day off. I think that's good for him. Either way, DeSmith or Otter have been great here over the last month or so, just kind of holding them in some games when they haven't been playing very well, to say the least. The Predators are 2-8 in their last 10, so they haven't looked all that great either. It's well documented. It's just a weird year for them. 29-43-8, 66 points. They're 7th in the Central. Just got completely wrong on the Nashville front this season. But of course, they're an NHL team that pays their guys as well. So I think it's a good final regular season test. You get a little Central Division taste here against a Preds team that's going to be coming out hot. It's our final home game. They don't want to end on a losing note. Stars certainly do not as well. Always got to keep an eye out for Forsberg. Marchment has been having a decent, I would say, final 20 to 30 games. It was a real slow start for him and a lot of others, but I've liked what he's brought to the table over the final third of the season. But always got to keep an eye out for Forsberg. Nashville's a team too. I think they're heavy. They're physical. So it's a nice little warm up, I think, for what's going to be a really physical series upcoming, starting on Saturday. It was funny how they kept bringing it up on the broadcast. Victory Plus in Detroit. It wasn't very physical. It's just a lot of space, more of a skill game, and we're gonna get the complete polar opposite here on Saturday. So there you go. There's a short little Preds Stars preview for you in the regular season finale. I meant to bring this up in the early segment, but Gabriel Landeskog, by the way, has had his conditioning loan terminated and will rejoin the Avalanche today. So he has rejoined Colorado. I don't know what to make of this yet. It's been almost 3 years since he's played a game, and he looked fine in Colorado in the AHL team. Seems like he had some good games. I'll say this: I hope he comes back and looks fine, just not against the Stars. is how I would describe it. I don't think he's going to make a giant impact. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a hater, or so to speak, or just being a bit naive. I don't know. Coming off this really major surgery again after 3 years, can he play up to this speed? Because I don't believe Miro's going to be to his 100% quality. I don't think Seguin is either. Like, you're asking a lot out of those two. So I don't see Landeskog coming back and just being a true force, but you never know. So, but that is some news to take to take with you, I guess, or to take a grain of salt with. Possibly, we'll see how he looks here if he does work into a game at some point. I'm curious to see what his role is. We saw Stamkos a few years ago in the bubble, right? And what he played, I think in the one game he scored a damn goal. Tough scene there. Hate to bring that up, but he kind of came in, just scored. I mean, he played like a couple shifts and he scored a goal. So I hope he doesn't do that against the Stars is what I'll say. But that is some good news on their front. But of course, you have to remember Dallas is going to get Seguin back. Dallas is going to get Miro too, and that will be huge. So a fully healthy lineup, or whatever version that's going to be, for Pete DeBoer and the Stars tonight against the Preds. Let's play Shooting Star one final time. Game number 82. Let's get those picks in. Positivity here on Locked On Stars today. We're changing it up. No time to sulk, Stars fans. Are ready to roll into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Shooting Star up next. Today's episode of Locked On Stars is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are almost here. FanDuel is giving you new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel, place that first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. FanDuel makes betting so easy, either picking your favorite team, diving into player props, from three-pointers to steals to assists. FanDuel has so many ways for you to bet player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. FanDuel, first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com, claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Well, this choice just seems too good for me. I'm going with Matt Duchene tonight. He's going to get over a point per game. He's going to be a point per game. He's at 81 points in 81 games. He's going to get his 82nd tonight. I think him and Granlund, the two Predators coming back where they once played together, has a huge night in the regular season finale, ready for the Stars to get a win. And it's going to be a good night in the Music City. Matt Duchene's going to be my Shooting Star pick. There we go. Man, Ropehans looks like he may fall short of the 30-goal mark. Maybe he'll have a nice game. There is some interesting storylines. This is pretty remarkable and something I do want to bring up, because the Stars, of course, have had a lot of injuries, but Duchene's going to play his 82nd game of the season. Robo's going to play all 82. Wyatt Johnston's going to play all 82. And those are all, I guess, to no surprise, but all of those guys are your three leading scorers. Each have 30 goals this season. They're the top three scorers, but Duchene, Robertson, Johnson have played in all 82. Rope's going to end up missing 5 games. Jamie Benn, he really just had a couple of maintenance days the last a couple of weeks or so, but those are only 2 games he's missed. We'll probably get a better idea of what the real sort of situation is after the end of the playoffs, because it was kind of funky that he missed those 2 games, but we'll get some clarification in a month or so. But Ben's going to miss a couple. Dodonov, even if he plays tonight, he'll play in 80 games. Lindell, he's only going to miss 1. So the Stars have had some guys that have stuck around, and they've needed them too. So you have to give them some props there. What is it? Cody Ceci, I think he plays in his 85th tonight. Yeah, 85th game of the season in an 82 game year. But between San Jose He played 54 in San Jose, and he ends up playing 31 in Dallas. So that's pretty remarkable. I think the most games ever played in a regular season is like 88. I'm going to look this up. I think it's like maybe 86. Most regular season games in the NHL. Bod Kadulski and Jimmy Carson tied for the most, 86 games. So 86 games. So Cece's going to just miss. Bob Kadulski, I may have said that wrong, and Jimmy Carson played 86. Tyson Berry played 85 back in 22-23. Bill Guerin played 85, former Dallas Star. A lot of different guys that played 85. Glenn Anderson, Mark Lamb, Cody Cece's about to join that group at 85 games. So there you go. A quick little nugget for you to close out today's episode of Locked On Stars. It's all positive here, baby. All right. Stars are ready. This is the big picture. One final game, and boom, we're ready to rock and roll for the Stanley Cup playoffs. By the way, Sam Nessler will be joining the show tomorrow. I'll probably get the episode out. I may just do late Wednesday. Maybe late Wednesday, may have a double upload, or maybe early Friday morning. We'll see how that all works out. I'm also recording on Thursday night, or Wednesday night, excuse me, the Locked On Avalanche crossover. I'm going to save that for Friday as a little preview, or maybe I'll just put it up Saturday, right before the game, or maybe obviously like 12 hours in advance. We'll see how that all kind of transpires. By the way, just a heads up with some of the scheduling and whatnot. I'm not going to be able to watch every playoff game this series, for at least for the time being, just because of the playoff schedule of my own. Like, we play Saturday, Stars and Avs are going to play Saturday, so I won't be able to get up an episode right away after the game, unfortunately, which I hate, just because I was able to do that last year, and it just works out, I think, better for everybody. But I'm not going to be able to do that, unfortunately, until our season comes to an end, which I really hope it doesn't. I hope it goes really far. So there's going to be some scheduling conflicts here and there. So I'm just going to be anxious and nervous calling games while checking the score for the Stars. And hopefully I'll be able to watch it real quick after the game and then get an episode out. So there you go. Just wanted to kind of give an update there, but some fun stuff planned for the rest of the week. Have a great day, Stars fans. Enjoy the regular season finale tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. So long.